Here's a little story about a man with a shed. He was really bored, so this is what he said. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna get on the radio. So now in his shed, he does a funny show. Broadcasting, that is. Radio Gold. It's pretty funny.
That bitch.
Alrighty, so here we are. First, it's called the season premiere, Joe.
What is new season already, Bobby?
New season already. Well, ever since you started making fun of me, they've slowed down and they've actually been actual seasons. So it's been, pretty much since I started working at the carnival, it's a season per, time. Because before that, or maybe not the carnival, but maybe the first
winter I met you, bud, you did like 11 seasons.
11 seasons in like 2 seasons.
2 months.
Yeah, but and the object is basically for me, and really one season for me now is I'm still doing it wrong, because one season for me now is really 2 seasons if you think about it, fall and winter, right?
Well, sure.
But whatever. So I think that's why I got confused, and I figured I just, I don't know. I got confused, Joe. What do you want from me? I did like a season there. Every month I was doing a different season. Sometimes shorter than that. But now, so this is official season premiere. And I don't know what season we're on, since I got a little sporadic with the seasons. Now it's like season 20. But technically, really, it's only season 3. Oh, we're on, I guess, right around about. That sounds about right, right?
Sounds good to me, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm just along for the ride, man. You're driving.
And it's going to be a good one. I have a good feeling about this season, Joe. I really do. I think we're going to do big things.
I do too.
Now, as far as today, maybe not so big. We got a couple plans, but remember, we're still welfare shows right now. We're still half-hour shows, and I'm going to try to cram a lot in this 1.5 hour. If not, we'll do a part 2 if we're feeling froggy. Counting the way my luck's been in this day, it's probably not, I'm not going to make it to 2. I'm probably going to lose it on air at the end of this one. Probably going to lose it at the end of this one. What did you say, Tally? We got me, DJ Uncle Robby. We got Joe Seeker and Tally with us. And probably Belle's going to be in and out. Dr. Green Thumb. And we're going to do the top 10. A tribute of Epic Rap Battles History 3. We're going to play all Season 2 of Epic Rap Battles of History. And then the first one of the 3rd season.
Sounds good to me, brother.
Well, we'll try to cram it in there. I doubt we'll get a whole season in there. I mean, that's like 30 minutes long in general, but we'll play some of that, and then at the end we'll play out to it's Hitler versus Vader. I guess they're kind of stuck. I don't know, like they have to do Vader and Hitler every first one of the first season now. I don't know what it is with that. It's always Hitler versus Vader, the very first one they do. On all 3 seasons. They got 3 of them. Hitler versus Vader.
Well, that's because there's a lot of material. Like, people can identify with both of them, and there's an abundance of material.
Yeah, but at this point, they're saying the same jokes. It makes another,
Well, Bobby, you know what? This is why. See, when you see like comedians and stuff, they make it on their own, but once they make it, they hire writers and stuff. And what happens to these guys, in a lesser part us, is we only have so many ideas. Whereas, like say Tosh.0, he has a team of writers that are helping him write.
Right.
He don't come up with all that shit on his own.
Well, I mean, these guys are as for, some of these YouTube channels get pretty big. I realize it started with just these 2.
Pretty low budget. budget.
Yeah, they're still pretty low budget, but they still
Hiring teams of writers.
they started with probably them two doing it, and now it's a pretty. Some of these YouTube are amazing. The productions, you start seeing the behind the scenes shit and stuff, like Key of Awesome and shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, those guys are taking. You know, a lot of those guys are gone to like film school and whatever, and they're trying to get discovered on YouTube.
Yeah. So they do it big, and well, just goes to show you if they, even though it's not like I mean it's like lower than a low budget movie, it's still a lot of production for just YouTube, which was meant to do in your fucking bedroom. You know what I mean? Just it's amazing to see them all do that shit. You know, it just amazes me. I'm like, oh my god, they're doing makeup. Like, who the fuck needs makeup to get on YouTube?
Well, if you want to look good, you do, Bobby.
Yeah, well, plus a lot of these people, they're doing the costumes and everything else. Like, Key of Awesome, they got to dress up like the characters. Epic Rap Battle, the same thing. They got to dress up like the characters, so. You know, but I am. What do you think, Joe? Do you recognize the saying when I say jump the shark?
Yeah, that's from Happy Days.
Right, from Howard. I heard it on Howard Stern, but it started with Happy Days when.
Because Fonzie had to jump the shark.
Fonzie had.
Hawaii.
That's right. So when he jumped the shark, they were saying that was the end of Happy Days. Like that was the point. There was no coming back from because they've done everything Fonzie could do. So he just jumped the shark, you know. So.
Yeah, well, like the show was in its death throes then. Like it wasn't long after that Ron Howard left.
Right, it got canceled basically.
Well, no, it lasted a few seasons after Ron Howard left, but they used to. Oh, he was always on the phone. He joined the army, because the rest of them had nothing to go to, and he was going to Hollywood.
So now when they say jump the shark, you know, do you think? You know, that usually means it's gone downhill from now. Do you think Epic Rap Battles History jumped the shark?
Well, I think they jumped the shark a little while ago, but honestly, I subscribed to them.
Really?
Probably about a year ago. I found that they were just they were pushing too many of them out. They were going for quantity, not quality. Like they got to spend more time doing good ones rather than worrying about putting so many of them
Well,
out.
maybe that's what they're doing now. Because to me, it seems like it takes them awful long to get the seasons going. Man, I mean, you know, they're on season 3, and how long they've been out? Fuck, they've been out for friggin' over 3 years.
Well, it's a season a year, Bobby.
Well, they need to be like Survivor and pump out two a year.
Survivor, yeah, Survivor.
Yo, so you don't want to battle me with that show. That show's great. Now, granted, after the first one, I stopped watching it for a while. Like
Survivor sucks.
I didn't like Survivor Australia. That turned me off, and I stopped watching it. And then I don't know, I just got back into it, man. I don't know what happened.
That time that guy fucking passed out because he was blowing on the fire. Like, how the fuck was he gonna survive?
That was the Australian one.
He fucking was blowing on the fire and passed out, and the air lifted out. Holy fuck, what a lightweight. I'm dizzy.
Well, there's this gay guy now on there that's played. This is his second, but he already quit. The second time, and what the hell's his name? Carlton. Carlton's played last year, and he's really mean. He was considered one of the baddest guys. Like, you know, they have, you know, evil personalities. You know, yeah, he was the most evilest one. One of the most. He was in the top 5 of jerk-offs there, and he faked and like everybody thought it was real at the time. Like they thought he was really hurt. Come to find out, there was nothing even really wrong with him. Once they checked him out and everything, there was, you know, he was faking appendicitis or something. So it was kind of hard for them to determine if he had to leave. But he said he really did. He thinks he needed to be pulled out of the game, so he just basically quit and copped out. And then this time he did it again. And Jeff, the guy who announces and everything, and you can tell he has a lot more invested in it than, like, he's not just a host. Like, I think he's got a piece of that.
He's the man.
Yeah, he's
His career.
Yeah.
That show goes, so does he.
Yeah. So, but he was mad as shit. I was mad as shit. He's like, get out of here, you quitter. It was great. So, we already burned up 10 minutes, so I don't know if we'll go through all this, because we also have bad news. That's the news segment here on That Shed Show. So
It's called People Equal Shit.
We'll try to get that. We got the top 10 to do first, though.
That's what we'll call our bad news segment, Bobby. People equal shit.
People equal shit, yeah, and we play that song. That's a good song. I wanted to get it, and I didn't get it up. I should have had you send it to me. But for now...
We're a top-notch fucking program in here, boy.
Well, here's the top 10 intro.
When I find the show in times of trouble, a sudden idea comes to me. Reading off a list, top 10. And now that I am reading this list, it occurs to you that I can't read. Going back to school soon, top 10. Top 10, top 10. Top 10, top 10. A list full of nonsense. Top 10. Although it may be horrible, there is still a chance that it's funny. Maybe it's wishful thinking. We will see. Top 10, top 10, top 10, top 10. Reading off a list, top 10.
And today's top 10 is brought to you, Joe, by top10s.net, my favorite top 10 site. Isn't that interesting? You want to know what it's about?
I sure do.
Top 10 harmless words that sound incredibly offensive, Joe.
Wow.
Yeah. This ought to be a treat. Number 10 is feck. I guess feck of rain. It's like ice cream. I guess because it sounds like fuck. That one's not a really good one, but they get better. You know? Like, is feck really that offensive? Feck, no.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a feck. Now, this one could be misconstrued in the wrong neighborhood and get you hurt. Number 9 is niggardly. Niggardly. Yes, I know what it means, but you still can't say it. If you happen to, let me see. The word actually means to be stinging, but due to the obvious cynical, similarities with one of the naughtiest words you could possibly say, people often hear it and lose their mind. So, I've never heard that word used in my life.
Me
You think they're grasping a shark at straws here? Maybe the top 10 list has jumped the shark, Joe.
either. I was just thinking that.
Yeah. Number 7's wench. If you walked into a bar and said, "Hey wench, bring me a beer," you'd likely end up picking the pieces of broken bottles in your nose before calling for an ambulance to help you recover from the makeup, blah blah blah. However, in certain parts of England, most notably the West Country, you just get a beer. So apparently a wench is a real bartender.